There is a place deep in the Pacific Ocean that is near 100% protected wildlife and land, which has kept the environment thriving. I have heard stories of this place where giant turtles graze and preservation is prioritized. This is the Galapagos. To get to the Galapagos, we flew into Quito and had the chance to visit their lounge, which is on par with the Centurion Lounge through Amex. There are two main prerequisites to visit the Galapagos that you should do before going through security at the airport. First, make sure you have $200 cash per person, which you'll pay at the Galapagos airport upon arrival. Then, you'll need to purchase a transit card for $20 at the airport to board your flight to the Galapagos. It seems like a lot of hoops to jump through just to get there, but to preserve such an amazing place is worth it. We stayed 2 weeks in Puerto Ayora and used this as a base camp to do some exploring to other islands. 2 weeks and we only scratched the surface of the Galapagos. Arriving in Puerto Ayora, you begin to truly feel how special this place is by the abundance of wildlife. One of the best places to see wildlife in Puerto Ayora is the pier downtown. We were able to see sharks, stingrays, and sea turtles. This is also the spot to get a water taxi to take you over to Las Grietas. Las Grietas hike takes you through salt flats and lava fields, where you'll get picked up by a guide who takes you the rest of the way while giving you information on the area. The guide is supposed to remain with you as you swim, but from what we noticed, most leave you at Las Grietas. Once we arrived, I was blown away by the view. Puerto Ayora is known for their fish markets and abundant wildlife that come to get a snack. You can find the market about halfway between the downtown pier and Charles Darwin Research Center. We spent hours here watching the different animals come in to try to get a piece of the fisherman's catch. Although to some passing by this is a routine fish market, to us it is a look into an integral part of the community that we wouldn't have gotten to see elsewhere. I love that from the second you step out to the second you go to bed, you're encountering wildlife. Even dinner turned into show when these sea lions showed up. The coast isn't the only place to find wildlife. We headed inland to the infamous El Chato to see the giant tortoises. These tortoises can live well over 100 years old and are visually way bigger than I was expecting.
Bigger, they also have a longer tail and they are concave underneath their shell. That area is known as a plaza.
I bet it's bigger, right?
To keep cool during the day, they hang out in these massive mud pits. which look extremely difficult to get out of. An added benefit to touring El Chato is the lava tunnels, which ended up looking like a cave within a cave. One spot I wish we had more time to explore is Tortuga Bay. This is a great spot to see wildlife, including sea turtles nesting, if you arrive at the right time of the year. We heard this spot is great for snorkeling, but arrived too late to swim, as they restrict how long people can stay in the protected area after 5 p.m. We did end up seeing quite a few baby blacktip reef sharks in the surf, so keep that in mind if you decide to swim here. The hike to Tortuga Bay also gives a great view spot of Puerto Ayora. Where are we at?
Cristobol.
And this is our welcome party.
Oh my gosh.
San Cristobol is our next island, and we were lucky enough to see a blue-footed booby a few minutes after arriving. We decided to come here next because they offer the famous 360 cruise that takes you around the island in one day. They had the chance, the crew dropped lines to catch fresh fish, but didn't end up catching any on the day that we went. The tour brings you to spots that aren't accessible by car. We were able to see some large sea turtles and stingrays at our first stop. Our GoPro ended up getting water in it right as a decent shark came by our boat. The highlight to this tour was visiting Kicker Rock off the coast of San Cristobal. The water current is strong here and pulls you through the rock out the other side. If you're lucky, you can see large schools of fish, sharks, and sea lions here. Jellyfish, no joke.
Ow. Oh,
Oh.
that's bad.
There are no shortages of sea lions on most islands in the Galapagos, but you don't always come by babies, so we felt lucky to see this guy playing in the surf.
Oh, no.
We're headed to Tijeretas, which... Okay. This is supposed to be a really amazing swimming spot right near downtown San Cristobal. Basically, the city in San Cristobal, you could walk about 30 minutes to get to this amazing snorkel spot. Tijeretas is the highlight from San Cristobal. If you're looking to swim with sea lions, see a bunch of wildlife without time restrictions of a tour, I couldn't recommend this spot more. We spent most of the day here just being entertained by the randomness of sea lions. We did end up seeing a blue-footed booby here, although I didn't catch it on camera. just got finished swimming with sea lions. It was such a unique experience. There was one that was just floating in the water. He would not leave Kaylee and I alone. He was just giving us like this scolding look, and he was like, what are you doing here? But he wasn't swimming around us. He was just being very curious. And then earlier, Kaylee was swimming and one came up to her and was swimming completely around her. And I haven't heard about anyone having any type of issues about getting bit. As long as you just keep your distance and don't mess with them, I think you'll be fine. If we knew yesterday that this place was going to be so cool and it's also just a short walk from town, we definitely would have came here. Swimming with sea lions and just seeing a bunch of sea life in general here was such a cool experience. Although we didn't get to see sea turtles or octopus here, there were some people that snorkeled out a little bit further than us. They ended up seeing that type of sea life out in the water. From here, we headed back to Santa Cruz to catch our flight to Quito. We got extremely lucky to be able to see a golden iguana right before heading into the airport. Undoubtedly, the Galapagos is one of my favorite places I have visited so far. We only had the opportunity to visit 2 islands, and if I were to come back, I would recommend to take an expedition cruise to the islands. It might seem costly at first, but after visiting here, it would be comparable to land alternative to visit each island. Through this, you visit every island without having to coordinate travel in between. We feel extremely grateful to have visited these amazing islands. However you plan to visit in the future, remember the delicate environment you're in, and as always, leave it better than you found it.